All right, and we are live. Welcome to episode 12 of Press Pause. We've got a good show for you today. We're going to be talking about, or me, I am going to be talking about the PlayStation Showcase that happened this week. Few days old now, but look, I do this show on Sundays. I've already emailed PlayStation, let them know, see if we could maybe sync up our schedules. Haven't heard back from them, but I check my email a couple times a day, so any day now, I'm sure. Real quick, like I said, we're going to discuss the PlayStation Showcase, but I wanted to address this show is going to be a little bit different than usual. I'm not going to be going into a bunch of different news stories. I think the showcase, there's enough to talk about that I want to make sure this show is focused on that. So kind of an experiment here as far as like what we do at Press Pause. Normally I kind of hit like every news headline quickly, but we're just going to talk about the showcase. We are going to real quick though talk about my favorite thing we talk about each week, which is what I've been playing. So as you can see, I'll never 12 episodes in, I don't know where to point. All right, so pointing at the video, you can see I've got Planet of Lana up. I actually beat this game last night. Not a super long game, 3-4 hours maybe, but really I did it in like 2 sessions. Really loved my time with this game. Phenomenal. Art style was what drew me in originally. The game itself plays kind of like the most recent I can think of is like Somerville, but like Inside, those sort of like side scroller puzzle type adventures that have a pretty heavy narrative, but like Somerville or Inside, there's not a lot of like dialogue, which I really enjoyed it. This was a great little Game Pass game, kind of feature of the week or whatever, if you will. It falls in line for me with things like Somerville or Trek to Yomi, where I beat it over a weekend, 2 or 3 play sessions, but really enjoyed it. I think if this game were longer, I wouldn't have been there for it. It also would have been something I would have been nervous about, like, hey, let me, pay money for it, right? But as a Game Pass title, this was great. Kind of the reason I have that service for little games like this. Really dug it. Also started Warhammer 40k Bolt Gun, kind of like a Doom clone type FPS, retro styling, really cool. I'm 6 levels in. I believe there's 24 levels, so I'm like 25% of the way through. Having a blast with it. It's not necessarily, I don't know. I need to get further in, right? There's 3 acts. I'm not quite through Act 1. I'm really enjoying it. If you like Doom style games, I think things like Doom, Shadow Warrior, Proteus was one that I played at the beginning of the year. If you like those kind of games, this is definitely worth checking out. I believe it's only like $19.99 normally, or 24. It's sub 25 for sure. They've been running a special on it, 10% off. If you like those kind of games, I highly recommend checking out Bolt Gun. Super fun so far. Definitely one I plan on finishing. Other than that, I've been sticking with Tears of the Kingdom. Really hammering in on that. Like I said before in the last video, it's going to be one of those games that I play for a long time. So I'm trying not to rush it. I'm trying to go slow, let myself wander and be taken by things in a way that most open world games, I blow through them as quick as I can, because I always feel in a lot of them, the side quests and the collectibles, they don't grab me. But something about the playground they figured out in these last 2 Legend of Zelda games really pull me in a wild way, where I want to explore. I want to take my time. I am constantly like a kid again, like, oh, what's that over there? What's that? What's over the hill? In a way that a lot of open world games have gotten stale in that regard. So taking my time with that game, but pushing on and still loving it. Always kind of blowing my mind as I figure things out. Still haven't found auto build. I've done like so many. I think I've done over 20 shrines. I've explored quite a bit of stuff. I've done one of the temples. I don't know where this auto build skill is. I think I need to get back onto the main quest, but I'm like so far on the other side of the map. I have been like just letting the wind guide me. All right, enough of that. No more news. Let's get into the PlayStation Showcase. Here we go. Let's kill the beats. Let's get over here to the PlayStation Showcase. We're just Adjusting audio. I believe this is where I want it to. I believe this is where we sat. Hopefully this sounds good. But here we go. Let's get. Let me real fast before we get into it. Let me give you my sort of overall take, because I've already watched the showcase. Watched it when I got home from work, night of, and I think if you're watching this, you've probably seen a lot of people have said it's mid, and it is mid. Sorry, apple juice break. The thing about the PlayStation Showcase, I think, I guess I killed the music too early. Let's bring it back in. All right, let me get back on track. The thing about the PlayStation Showcase is, I look at it from two fronts. As a fan of gaming, I saw several games that I'm excited to play and that I'm gonna play. Looking at it as far as the industry and kind of looking at what does this do for PlayStation's like clout and business, which I think is something I find fascinating, right? One of the things I like about gaming is following sort of the business side of it and seeing what they do and how they present themselves and how they market is very interesting to me. How do they sell themselves? And from that angle, the hype level that we went into for this show, right, with PlayStation and people talking about the talk at SIE was that like this was going to be about total mind share, right, and really dominating the conversation and really showing what PlayStation can do. I do not think they achieved that with this showcase for a number of reasons. The biggest one, though, is just how many multi-plat games they showed. I think it was a dozen or more games that they showed were coming to PC and Xbox as well. Probably the Switch, too. I didn't even look. But, from that standpoint, it's like, look, it's not a PlayStation-centric showcase like I think we expected. There's actually very little from first party for a show that's over an hour. I believe it's 4 games from first party. Let me double check on that and see how crazy I am. But I do believe, yeah, it's we've got 1, 2. So it's first and second party kind of, but I think we've got 1, 2. I think it's 4. Oh, we'll update it at the end. It's 4 or 5 max, well, I'm gonna save that. But it just wasn't what people were expecting. I think people were expecting a lot more. I mean, the Xbox Twitter account actually threw shade right after the showcase by putting up an infographic with like a dozen of the games featured and saying, great looking group of games, excited for them to come to Xbox. I'm paraphrasing. But yeah, that's not really what you want coming off a PlayStation Showcase. I think people were really expecting to see a lot of first party single player games. The bangers we've come to expect, things like, like a God of War, Ghost of Tsushima 2, there's an expectation when you're watching Sony. I think people wanted to see like Wolverine. Now, we don't see any of that. I'll just tell you now. We do see Spider-Man, but we already knew about Spider-Man. Now, what we saw for Spider-Man 2, oh yeah, I'm in. And I'm a big fan of Insomniac. I love Spider-Man. Miles Morales is up there for me as far as what's been a peak experience on PS5. I really loved it. I'm very excited to get into Spider-Man 2, but we're going to talk about that later. Let's get into this. All right, let's get into this. Here we go. All right, I'm going to pull this up. All right, so let's let the show start, eh? They love those graphics. So first up, we've got, this is going to be first party from one of their newer studios, Haven. A fairly recent acquisition. This was the Jade Raymond team. So Jade Raymond had done work at Ubisoft as a director and then had gone over to Google Stadia to start a studio. Stadia obviously collapsed in on itself. Google canceled that mess. And Jade Raymond founded a new studio that Sony picked up before they've even put out a game. And this is what they're working on. I've heard people compare it to Payday. I never fucked with Payday, so I don't know. But
let's go.
They're calling it a heist game, but you're gonna see it's PvPvE, I think. So essentially, it's very extraction shootery. Is kind of the vibe I got from it. Not it's, you know, it's not a heist game the way like GTA Online had heists. There's other players, and so I'm very curious to see what the game actually looks like, because obviously this is a cinematic, and if you know anything about me, I don't really like cinematic game trailers. In fact, I fucking hate them. Show me the game. Show me the game. You're not a movie. Stop trying to be a movie. This is just marketing. I'm not about it. I don't know. This game, it could be good. I'm not anti-multiplayer. Hopefully that's cool. Game 2, though, this piqued my interest. Even though, again, you're about to see, this is a sequel to a game I didn't play with the first one. But, I don't know, this looks good. Every time PlayStation's involved, they do. Oh, wait, we got to get through Jimmy. Okay, we're going to skip this, but I'll just... Jim, hush. So I've muted him. It doesn't matter. He's reading off a teleprompter. He looks like he doesn't know what he's talking about or wants to be here. The guy's a great... seems like a great leader as far as making money, but I don't know, man. This is like... PS5 and PlayStation VR 2. And now, what you... All right, moving forward. Here we go. This is the game 2 I'm talking about. I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this.
Super Earth, our home, our way of life. But freedom doesn't come free. No! Sweet liberty! No!
You know, if you are going to do a cinematic, this is probably how to do it. Like, actually be sort of funny, but...
That is, unless you make the most important decision of your life.
It's interesting. Like, the first two games have been sort of like, fuck corporations. Even though, I mean, this is a mass market luxury item from a corporation. Helldivers 2. So we got a little gameplay here. Now the first one, from my understanding, when it came out, was a top-down, like, bullet hell type game, like a top-down twin stick shooter. Was the vibe I got. Like I said, I never played it, but when it, you know, when it released, that's what it was. It looks like they've really gotten some budget from PlayStation here to make something pretty cool. I actually am interested. Like I said, this... I mean, does it blow me away graphically? Not necessarily, but it looks like a fun game, man. And there's not too much point in sticking around. We're going to jump ahead to, and this is going to be a short one too. We got, dude, they do the graphic, like, so much in this showcase. I forgot to mention, they, like, are trying to get their money's worth from the graphic design team. All right, so this game was already announced. There's already been a little bit of a teaser for it, but we get to see a bit more here. This is Immortals of Avium. EA original, from the team. I'm losing the guy's name, but he was a Call of Duty design director. He was a director on the original Dead Space. And this is basically Call of Duty with magic, and it's very Doctor Strange-ish almost, a little bit. At least that's the vibe I get from the hand and the symbols. But I think this is pretty dope looking. I see a lot of people acting like, I don't know about this. I'm sold here. This is the first of the many multi-platform. This will be available on PC. This will be available on Xbox as well. I think this looks dope. It is all gonna depend on the gun feel, though. And I know it's a hand doing magic, but you know what I mean. With a first-person shooter type game, which this is what that is. This is a shooter. It's gonna, you know, part of the fun of a first-person shooter is the recoil, controlling the recoil on the weapon, and you can kind of see right there, like, the way the hand. I don't know. We'll see if they can pull it off. If they can get the feel right, heck yeah, this looks very cool. All right, moving on. You don't need to see all this. Another multi-plat game. This one will be on Xbox as well, baby. And it's also another sequel. I picked up the first one for this on PS Plus, Ghost Runner. You know, it came to PS Plus, so I have it downloaded. Have not popped it on yet. That's so far been a theme. Well, no, to be fair, this is just two games where there's sequels. I haven't played the first one. It could happen. I don't know. I've heard mixed things about the first one, but I have it. I might as well pop it on sometime. Maybe I'll stream. Maybe this will be one that goes up for streaming. We'll see. But yeah, Ghost Runner 2. Got to see a little bit of gameplay. I guess, you know, it looks interesting. Here we go. This one, I think, is one of the standouts from the show.
What's your plan? Knowing you have only 66.
As far as presentation. So, this is a long trailer. I'm not going to show you all of it. We'll be here all night, baby. Phantom Blade Zero. This is coming from a studio out of China I'm not familiar with. But it looks good. Almost too good. Because here's the thing, as you're going to see here. At first I thought, oh, it's like another Souls-like. You know? But if you watch some of the animations here and some of the way the fights play out, it almost seems very cinematic and scripted. Where I don't know. What? Let me see if I can jump to the... We're just going to try and jump to some gameplay here. Oh, wait. Oh, too far. All right, check this out. Check this out. Here we go. How does that work? Like, what buttons are you pushing to pull off that animation? You know what I mean? Like, some of these animations take multiple seconds. So what are you doing here? Now, he's gonna jump behind a... Is that a button press? He, like, snapped to the column. Right, it's almost like, how does a player control that? So that's... Now, that looks cool. That looks real cool. Alright, he's about to do this crazy... Let's see if I can find this. I want to find... No. Hang on. Oh, wait. Here we go. Coming up. All right. He's about to, like, do this little blocking trick, and I have no idea how it's going to feel to play it. Hang on. Okay, right here. This fight. Watch this. Like, are you holding block and pushing forward? Like, it's so much to me is going to depend on game feel there, right? And that's the thing. This game looks really good, but I feel like there's been a trend of, like, seeing games coming from Chinese developers that look outrageously good, but then it's like, well, what are they? But what are they actually? Like, how do you play them?
Yes.
But it does look sick.
Let's kill him with time.
It does look sick. However, I don't know. What's the fight gonna look like?
What's your plan? Knowing you have only 66 days to live.
Now there's a hook. All right, moving on.
Get
Let's
my
go.
heart back.
And that was PS5 exclusive. Now here we got Sword of the Sea, which I believe is also... Yeah, this one's also PlayStation. That'll probably be on PC like Journey was eventually. Now, I don't believe this is from the Journey studio, but it's from one of the designers. Let's see. Yeah. Unless I'm crazy. This is from Giant Squid. Oh, maybe this is. So they did Abzu and the Pathless. I've never played Abzu. The Pathless I actually played through Apple Arcade, strangely enough. And it was a really cool title. I know it had also been on PlayStation. I think it came to Switch and Xbox eventually. But really cool game. I'm interested in this. Doesn't wow me. Just because there's not a ton of like, what's the game feel going to be? He's surfing on a sword. Is there going to be some fighting? Is he going to use that sword? I don't know. I need to see more of that game. They do this throughout, like trying to pump you up, but it just feels like, I don't know. Maybe just because I'm watching it a second time. It didn't bother me the first time through. All right, this is the Talos Principle 2. It's a puzzle game. I never played the first one. I'm not anti-puzzles. Maybe I'll check this out. I just moving on. Like it's a puzzle game. You're either gonna play it or you're not. All right. That sounded okay. Let me hang on. That sounded reductive. I just mean, I don't know, man. I'm not. Let's back up. I did it wrong. Let's just watch the end real fast. I did it. I feel bad, but let me just say this. I don't know. I've never been hooked in by games that are just puzzles, and maybe this game's vibey, but the first one always struck me as just kind of like, not really my vibe. But I'm sure it's. I think it's a big game. I feel like it's big numbers on Steam. I don't know. Let's jump back to this thing. Never. That's the name of this game. And every time I hear the title, all I can think of is Michael Caine in the Christian Bale Batman movies. Never. Just a quick spoiler. This trailer is going to be real sad, folks. That puppy gonna get hurt. Just warning. It looks kind of cool, but again, it feels entirely cinematic. I don't know. It's like an antlered wolf that gets hurt. I didn't think Grease, however you say it, it was all right. As another one, I think I finally tried. I had avoided trying it on console, but then when I was checking out Apple Arcade, that was one. Grease was one of the titles there, and I messed around with it a bit, and it was all right. I didn't finish it though. It didn't pull me. So I don't know. This one's got a chance. Let's jump ahead though, right? Let's see what do we got here. Okay, this one. I guess people like this. I was very shocked to see this in a PlayStation showcase, but maybe what do I know? Pirates of the Caribbean. It's gonna win title of the show though. Cat Quest, Pirates of the Caribbean. Are you kidding me, bro? Caribbean, adorable. It's I've never played the other Cat Quest games. Maybe they're popular. I don't know. It looks like something I play on my phone, and that's not an insult. I actually do play some mobile, especially, but I don't know. PlayStation Showcase fodder? Okay. Oh, now we're getting into some real meat and potatoes that I should be negative about. I don't know if I can be. Ooh, but I'm gonna be. Ooh, Square Enix. What could it be? What a storied studio. I'm going to save you the pain of watching this goofy-ass cinematic where they're very much channeling Fortnite. We're going to watch a little bit of it. But that looks like...
Okay, it's a showtime!
I didn't save you from it. I wanted to pause, but it was like a deer in the headlights. Okay, here we go. No, we're going to skip some of this. They're about to start shooting bubbles at each other. Here's the thing. Let's just jump over here. They're going to show you gameplay now here. I skipped the whole... All right, let me back up. You got to see this. Look, it's Square Enix's Splatoon. They're making a Splatoon.
Ready for the foam star party?
I'm gonna make a prediction. I think this one's gonna do all right. I've seen a lot of people hating on this one, and it is a Splatoon clone from Square Enix. But here's the thing: Splatoon 3 was the fastest selling game in Japan, like ever. It's very, very popular. I know it has an audience worldwide, but it is very big in Japan, where Square Enix is headquartered. And I don't know why you would want a piece of that market. I don't think you can look at, the third Splatoon doing numbers, making bank, and like with kids, like especially like with, it's really big over there. Like, why would you not? It's like people are like, oh, I can't believe they'd rip off Splatoon. Are you surprised when people do Pokemon clones? Are you surprised when somebody makes a first-person shooter? You know, is X Defiant surprising? Was Apex Legends surprising? It's a popular format. People are going to try and copy it. And look, it's not for me. I don't have any interest in this. It's not why I have a PlayStation. Hell, I never played Splatoon on Nintendo. It's not on my alley. But I do think there's an audience for this, and we'll see. I'm going to predict opposite of everyone else. People are trashing on this game. I can say, hey, it's not for me, but I do think this game's going to do. I think it's going to do all right, depending on how they support it, right? And that's the one issue with this. And you're going to see a trend of this, right? We saw Fair Games live service, Helldivers maybe live service. This one live service. So it is going to depend on how they support it. I'm hoping, because I'm not negative on live service or games as a service, right? I've enjoyed my fair share. The thing is, a lot of these companies, they want to see if it's popular, and then if it's popular, they support after the fact. I've said it before. They have got to stop sticking the landing and start hitting the ground running. They have to launch these games with content ready to go. If this game launches with a roadmap and content and they support it, I do think it's going to do decent numbers. I don't think it's going to be huge. I don't know if it'll supplant Splatoon or go crazy, but I think this one has a shot. Not with me, but others. All right. Now, here we go. We're just going to jump over here. Oh, look, it's the Plucky Squire. I did a video on this already, you knuckleheads. Scavenger Showcase Volume 2 featured this game along with some other hip indie games coming from Devolver. You should check that out. But really cool to see it getting a PlayStation Showcase push here. I think this game looks fantastic. I'm very excited to try this out. I love games like this where the imagination of the designers is on full display. It's, this sort of 2D to 3D mode. Like, this just looks like such a fun experience. And I would guess this is going to be one of those games you could finish in a week or whatever without having to, forego sleep. But I'm very stoked for this title. Like I said, I did a video on it. Check it out. That's going to be a hitter. What do we got next? Oh, this game. Hop to it. Teardown. I don't have a ton of thoughts here. Looks interesting. This was already on PC, so this is a port that's coming over. Okay. Cool, I suppose. Yeah, this one's coming over. It's like another heist game. You try to break into places, and then you have to plan an escape route. But I guess you can destroy everything. Kind of Minecraft-y in that regard. I actually think this would be really fun with friends. This looks like one of those games where you could have a laugh. I think this looks exciting. I haven't checked it out on Steam yet, but might be checking it out here. We'll see. Looks very cool. I can't remember if this was one of the ones. Let me look up real fast if this is one of the ones that's coming to. Look at that little pixely PS5. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that one is coming to to Xbox as well. So I knew it. All right, before we move on, let me just. So yeah, so far what we've seen, we've got Ghost Runner 2, Immortals of Avium, and Teardown, and the Plucky Squire, and Neva, and Cat Quest, and Talos Principles. So far, all of those are also coming to like Xbox and PC, presumably. Now, oh, this one, this is a hell of a one. This trailer sucked. What do you think this is? What could this be, huh? What could this be? Got some ants. I can't with this stupid trailer. I'm sorry. We're skipping it. It shows nothing. It's a Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, but they're using the little Delta symbol. I'm not a big Metal Gear guy. Never played it. But I'll probably check this out. Maybe we'll see it. You know what is better though? Get this. This is what I will check out. Ah? Thank you. That's I think this is what it needs, right? Just give me a remaster. So it looks like they have a little collection of these games coming. I'm excited for this. Like I said, never really got into Metal Gear. Excited to try and check out these games here like this. I don't necessarily want everything to get remade. Just remaster it, right? Like I don't. It's not like I need every movie from the '80s remade. I will say the other thing that makes this interesting is Hideo Kojima, creator of Metal Gear, and Konami have an obvious huge rift and split. So, and these games, from what I understand and from what I know of other Kojima games, his mark is all over them. So to see them sort of remake it, and I guess it's going to be sort of a remakey remaster. It looks like the studio actually working on it is a port company. So we'll see how that rolls out. But yeah, interesting. I guess the only one I've played from him is Phantom Pain and Ground Zeroes, like Metal Gear 5, which I thought was a cool game, but from what I understand, the open world nature of it and all that is very different than these originals. I do want to check these out. I've looked at them before. I just have never got around to it. But look, a new collection coming out, hopefully spruced up and ready for the PS5. That has my interest. The full-on remake of the third one, I don't know. But let's keep going, shall we? Okay, this game, I don't know what the hell this is, but it looks meh. They got to rebuild. So there's some building. I don't know, maybe. Now this one is PS5 exclusive, I believe. Yeah. Tower of Agaspa. Okay. I mean, it looks all right. I don't know. It's just the pacing of the show, man. Like, there hasn't been... maybe you've seen it already. Have you seen a hitter? Like a hitter? No. And we are... What are we? We're almost 30 minutes in. First hitter. And this game's already been announced, baby. This is Final Fantasy 16. We've known about this. It's about to pop off. I don't know that this game needed to be here. Like, I get it. I get why it's here. They have a marketing deal. It's their game. But this should have been like the beginning of the show. Like, we know about Final Fantasy 16. 30 minutes in, I don't want to be seeing this. You've already done like an in-depth feature on it.
Crystals take more than they give.
You mean to tell me that the mother crystals are the reason the world is dying?
I will say, in this game, in this trailer's defense, I was on the fence. I've been going back and forth. Am I going to jump into this game right away, or am I going to wait for like a PC port with like all DLC and all that? And I don't know. I think I'm gonna jump in on this one, man. I was like, oh, maybe I'll wait because, like, you know, you've got a lot of games coming out. I'm trying to get through Zelda. You know, I've got Street Fighter about to drop, and then once we get, I don't know, we'll see. But I am probably gonna grab it, man. Watching this, I was like, ooh, yeah, I'm gonna need it.
Salvation. We'll save ourselves, and we'll do
What do we got? A little technical hiccup there. But man, I think yeah, I'll be jumping on this day one probably. They sold me. Enough seen. We've seen enough. Let's move on. Let's move on. Oh, get ready for this. Get ready for this next one. Yeah, June 22nd. We'll be there, baby. We'll be there with friggin' bells on. Let me just hang on before we get into this next one. For me, I'm just going to tell you, this was the trailer of the show, this next one, because this is the sequel to one of my favorite games of all time, baby. Definitely my favorite video game narrative. So I'm excited to see how it continues, how it unfolds. I don't think this was like the hype moment for everybody of the show. I think that comes at the end. But for me, this was Hype City, baby. I'm all out of apple juice.
I'm trapped here in this nightmare. I write to escape. Every word is a step forward. Into darkness. I'm glad you're on this case with me, Anderson. It's right up your alley. The victim was one of their own.
Hell
FBI
yeah.
Special Agent Robert Nightingale.
So you knew our victim.
Only the rumors. He was chasing a writer.
I cannot wait to go back to Bright Falls. I cannot wait to see it on, like, you know, in 4K, like magnificent graphics. Like, I am so excited to see an update, like after playing Control too, like to see what Remedy does gameplay wise and how they push the Alan Wake story. Oh, I cannot wait.
Someone knew they were here. Was playing a game.
I probably didn't need to pause it to tell you that. I can just talk over this.
Message.
I don't want to miss a second.
It's for us. The text is about.
Sam Lake, you know, the director of all this stuff, you know, running Remedy, baby. I love that, like, that's Max Payne, right? That's the original Max Payne face. It was Sam Lake, and now he's put himself back in a game again. Love it.
About us.
We were all trapped in a horror story. The horror story wanted us dead.
Now, this I think is cool too. This is interesting. This is a bold move from them to have a second character and not just Alan. But I think this is genius, right? Because obviously Alan is still in the dark place, and so she's kind of our vehicle back into Bright Falls, and I think it's going to be genius.
Easy now.
I love like that she's wearing like the FBI jacket, like
What's your name?
the windbreaker. Oh man, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Her name too. The Remedy did a follow up on it. I saw an interview where they were talking about it. Her name is Saga Anderson. Now, something I think is interesting, and they talked about in the interview. Obviously, Remedy loves interesting names and all these choices, but Saga is, you know, obviously they're a Nordic company, and Saga is like a Nordic idea for like a seer, like someone who can speak with, you know, like godlike beings. And maybe apparently it's 13 years later this game is taking place, and maybe that's what Alan has become in the dark place. And so it's going to be interesting to see, like, maybe she is like his window back into our world and how he can communicate. I don't know. It's all hypothetical. It's all spitballing. It's all just random article stuff. But I'm so excited for Alan Wake 2. Oh, I can't wait, baby. Assassin's Creed Mirage getting back to basics, baby. They got the classic hood. We're stabbing people.
Hidden one.
We're stabbing them up. I mean, it looks like they're trying to go back to like, hey, we know what you guys wanted. We know the Assassin's Creed y'all miss. The vibe I'm getting here is like, hey, this ain't open world. In the same way the newer ones have been, right? And I think they're going to make another Assassin's Creed open world, right? Valhalla is their best-selling Assassin's Creed. They made a dump truck full of money on that thing. But this one, this is cool. This seems like what they promised, right? Like kind of a back to basics. Am I sold? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. My fall is pretty stacked, and I believe this is coming out in the fall. There's a lot of competition. Well, I mean, early Assassin's Creed. Damn, you can't beat it. And I kind of fell off after Origins. Didn't knock out all of Odyssey. Never even tried Valhalla. Just got busy, man. You can't play all the games. You can't play all the games. I wish. I wish. Let's move on, though, sweet little babies. We're going to the future. That's also the past, because this already happened a few days ago. Try to keep up. I don't know what this game is. It's a interesting art style, but the thing about this showcase that is kind of sucked for me, apart from a few interesting choices like the port of Teardown or a little bit in Foam Stars or Alan Wake 2, it's been a lot of like very curated, very cinematic, trailery, like, I don't know, is this game just going to be a side scroller where the cat runs by? Like, what is the actual gameplay going to be here? What am I supposed to be excited for? I don't understand what that game is. I don't know. Okay. This next one, get your waifu pillows, baby. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. I think this game was announced like 7 years ago. And I believe Platinum was initially on it, and then they dropped out of it the same time they dropped Scalebound around that time frame, and then the studio kind of took it back in-house. And I think this looks pretty cool. I'll give this a shot. I'm assuming it's a single-player action RPG. It reminds me of like the latest Tales of game, Tales of Arise. But I don't know if it's going to be as like combo based. We'll see. But that's the vibe I get from it. Looks cool. I'm counting on it not being an MMO. All right, I think we're going to be able to go through. You'd think we'd kind of be stuck on some of these, and it's coming out this winter. So November, December, sometime in there. Good luck. Yo, baby, you know I'm ready for this. June 2nd, Street Fighter 6. I suck, but I'm going to try and be good. I don't know. They don't show too much here. I mean, I feel like there's been enough Street Fighter. If you're into Street Fighter, you're going to check it out.
Honestly, I thought you were a complete idiot.
This is kind of a focus on the story mode. You take your character in and do. I think Street Fighter 6 is going to be really interesting in the idea of like you still have your classic Street Fighter versus mode, ranked and casual, all that. But this addition of like the world tour and then the modern controls, and they're really obviously making a push to try to widen the audience here. And I wish him success. I'll be checking it out. Moving on. This game. I don't know. Let me be honest with you. I love the art style, but at the same time, I don't like the art style. Here's why. It looks like a psychedelic trip, but it also looks busy as hell. And for a combat situation, this is what we're going with? I don't know. Ultros. Kind of maybe a Dead Cells-y vibe, but the animation seems... I don't know. It looks good. Really trippy. Oh, look at that dude. Yeah, I'll probably get the game just to fight that fucker. I don't know. They probably sold me. All right, next up. Ultros. We're just jumping ahead. This game right here, I don't know. I don't know what. Tower of Fantasy. Let me just show you gameplay, right? The art style here looks cool, but this could just be like... I don't know. Is this just like another Genshin Impact? I don't know. It does... It has a really cool cartoony art style, though. Like, very much like... Feels like a cartoon you would have seen Saturday mornings, early 2000s. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting for sure. I don't really know what it is, though. Whether it's a single player or whether it's like a kind of a gacha style game. There's some underwater, I guess. I mean, it looks cool, but, gameplay matters. All right. Again, a sequel to a game I've never played. But this one sold me. First off, Capcom's been killing it, right? Street Fighter looks good. People love the new Resident Evil. And here we go with Dragon's Dogma 2. And look, I'm a sucker for an action fantasy game. The first Dragon's Dogma has always been on my radar.
Of course, that begs the question. If he's a mere mummer, then where might our true Arisen? Empress Nadinia's life is in your hands, Sir Arisen.
Praise be, for only the Sovereign's guidance can lead us true. Long live the Sovereign of Vermont!
That looks dope as hell, baby. I'm telling you, man, I'm here for it. Y'all don't want to play this game. Honestly, every time I watch this trailer, I get closer and closer to buying the original game. But I know I don't have time for it. So I'm probably just going to jump to this one. Shit, dude, trying to get to Dragon's Dogma. What does How Long to Beat say about it? And not that How Long to Beat is going to give me accurate times, but... And this is another multi-plat game. That'll be on Xbox and PC as well.
Welcome back for another week of career.
Not yet. We're looking something up. What were we looking up? How long is the original Dragon's Dogma? What do we think? I'm going to guess 40 hours. Main story, 33 and a half. Completionist, 112. Good thing I'm not a completionist. 33 and a half hours main story, so more like 40 to 45, since we're not speedrunners. Doable. That's a pretty good length. But there is a lot coming out, right? I mean, I don't know if there's going to be time. I don't know if we'll have time. All right, this one here. We're just skipping it. Five Nights at Freddy's. I know it's popular. It ain't for me. I don't care. I don't care about Five Nights at Freddy's. I think that's maybe I missed the boat on that one. Ooh. I don't care. Oh, and next we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next we have 5 PlayStation VR 2, PSVR 2 titles. 5 games in VR. And if you know anything about me, you know we're skipping all 5 of them. If you want to learn about VR games, follow someone else. I don't care about VR. This is nice, and we're getting some time back, baby. Here, I'll jump ahead. Oh, look, some more VR. Here's some more VR. Here's the thing. I'm not even going to show them to you because I know they're not going to sell. Like, I just don't want to put a dumb helmet on my head, push my chair out of the way, make sure I have room to swing my arms. I want to play a game, kick back, controller or keyboard, relaxed, chill, able to, you know, see my surround. I don't know. I'm just not a VR guy. And you know, the thing about VR is I haven't seen anything. You know what? Let's go see where we at with I haven't seen anything that has truly sold me on VR. I haven't seen a killer app. And I keep hearing like, oh, we just need a killer app for VR. How many VR games are there? Like, how many times are they going to put out a game and it's like, well, that's not the killer app. Well, make it. Make the game that's going to make it mainstream. Because these things sell a few million VR headsets. I think it's just going to stay niche. I think that handheld and cloud and mobile and game, like screen agnostic gaming is the future that's going to be more prevalent, more mainstream. And not that I don't think there should be a focus on VR. I like that they're making VR because I do think, like, you know, let's experiment, right? Let's look into things. Let's not limit where the R&D is going to in gaming, right? High as the mountains, deep as the sea, whatever, right? Like, study it all, figure it out, but don't make me buy a fucking headset. Just turn the music on for that, baby. All right, let's move on. I think this studio has earned us watching the full trailer. Okay, now they go into detail beyond this. There's like a vid doc out from Bungie. This is going to be like a PvP extraction shooter, multiplayer title. This is going to be another one that's everywhere. You know, when PlayStation bought Bungie, that was one of the things where Bungie was still going to be able to make games wherever they wanted. So this is going to come to PC. It's going to come to Xbox. Look, Bungie's awesome. It's really cool to see them doing a new project. I'm not going to jump on the Destiny train. I played a bit of 1. I dabbled in 2. But it's too late, baby. I can't keep up. I'm not jumping into 2. Not when they're vaulting content. Not when Destiny 2 is a hot mess. But this, I'm in. Now, I'm not going to front and act like I'd heard of Marathon before. Apparently, this is like some old IP that Bungie had worked on before Halo. And everybody is acting like this is such an important game. Like, all of a sudden, people are like, oh, Marathon, love it. Love Marathon. Dude, I follow gaming. And it's rare a game pops up that I've just never heard of that's beloved. That's so beloved. But everybody apparently deeply loves Marathon, even though I've never seen it on anybody's top 100 list. I've never seen it mentioned in like great games. I'm a Halo boy. I've been playing all the Halos. I never heard of Marathon. I'm sure, and I'm not saying that it's not out there. There aren't fans. It's not a cult classic, but people are acting like they've been waiting for the day. And I'm sure that's true for some people, but most of y'all are fronting. Like, I don't believe you. Anyway, it's Bungie. I think it's going to be a cool game, and it'll probably be very expensive with lots of random DLC drops, and it'll be a great games as a service. I'm going to try to hit this one on the ground floor, and hopefully it rocks. They didn't show any gameplay, though, so, like, I don't know. I like the aesthetic, though. I like the vibe. And then next, speak of the devil, we got a Destiny 2 update. Like I said, I don't... Here, we'll just jump to it. Oh, Destiny 2, I don't know what's happening. And it was just a cinematic. They don't even show you anything. You didn't miss anything. No gameplay. Oh, this thing pissed me off more than anything else in this whole show. Another PlayStation first party. One of their recently acquired studios, Firewalk. Yeah, this is Firewalk. This game is called Concord. We're going to watch this whole trailer so you can see what a nothing burger this trailer is. What is this game? What is this game? What could it be? What's happening? Oh, they just lost their waffles. What is this? The Guardians of the Galaxy? This looks like a Guardians of the Galaxy ship, or like a Futurama ship brought to life. I don't... Jiggly ass burger. What kind of a game could this be? Coming to PS5 and PC, which is has been a trend for them on a lot of these multiplayer games they're putting out. But if you're wondering, what kind of game is that? Well, they tell you in a blog post after the fact. It's a first-person shooter, multiplayer. What was the point of that trailer? You had no gameplay. The trailer doesn't even give you an idea of what the gameplay is going to be. Like, what in that trailer, besides the shot of a sniper rifle on a table, made you think first-person shooter? What a nothing trailer. Like, oh, we have a 70s spaceship art style, very Guardians of the Galaxy, and it's a first-person shooter, and it's called Concord. What am I supposed to be excited about? That was like when Xbox did that Contraband trailer, what, two years ago? They showed off Contraband coming from Avalanche, and it was like just a random tracking camera through like a barn, and then they're like, oh yeah, it's going to be like a vehicle-based, session-based, I don't even remember. And you know what I mean? Though, like, the trailer told you nothing. Why even announce it? If you're not willing to even show like what the game kind of is or give me a feel for it, like there's nothing for me to be excited about that. Oh, look, a jiggling burger on a spaceship, and the name is Concord. That's not even a cool name. Rant over. Oh, the PlayStation logo again. Hopefully it's a pretty cool video game from Sony, from PlayStation. Oh no, it's a movie trailer. Why? Why is there a movie trailer in your video game showcase? We're gonna move on, guys. I'm sure you've seen this trailer on TV where movie trailers belong.
And that applies
Oh, good.
not just what games you play,
Oh,
how you play them.
I've talked
Later
about
year,
this.
We will launch a dedicated device that enables you to stream any game from your PS5 console using remote play over Wi-Fi. Internally known as Project Q, it has a
Look how stupid this thing looks.
an 8-inch HD screen and all of the buttons and features of the DualSense.
Oh, shoot,
wireless
guys, we've been going that long? We lost my background? Oh. All right.
Look forward to sharing more information in the near future. I'm also pleased.
It's a cloud only. Cloud only. It's a Wii U. It was the PlayStation Q Lite was the codename. It's a QU, or it's a Wii Q. It's a Wii Q. But essentially, it does what the Nintendo's Wii U did. You're tethered to the PS5, so you need the PS5 to run the game, and then you can use that thing. I don't understand how this is going to work. I don't understand the value of, oh my God, let's look how dumb this thing is. Let's back up. Look how stupid this looks. Look at it sitting there being all stupid. It's cloud only, and it's not even like PS Now, like cloud streaming. It's remote play from your PS5 onto this device. It's going to be $300-400. Their Pro controller is $200. How are they going to have a Pro controller with a screen on it for less than $300?
In the near future. I'm also pleased to reveal our first ever PlayStation earbuds, which will bring next generation audio immersion to PS5 and PC. They simultaneously connect to smartphones via Bluetooth. New wireless technology
Okay.
will deliver lossless
Kinda
audio
cool.
with low latency, giving you outstanding sound quality while you're playing. Look out for more details.
We're jumping ahead. The last thing. Spider-Man 2.
A fate you will not share.
Craven the Hunter. Pretty neat. Let's just jump ahead, though. This is what you came to see, baby.
Could be anywhere. You have no idea. This whole lizard hunt ends now. Leave Connors alone.
I mean, when we saw Venom in the trailer, it's like you knew Peter was gonna get the dark suit, right? Like that's kind of where there's Venom, there's bad Peter, and here we go. Looks interesting. Cool moveset. I mean, obviously playing as like evil Peter is, you know. I hope it's not the whole game. Like, I want to be regular ass Spider-Man. But I have a feeling we're going to get this whole sequence where Miles Morales is like, "You've changed, Peter. This isn't how you normally are." And they fight, and then look at that switch to Miles. Oh!
Lizard. I'm on it. Sounds like Craven's checking off his. We don't have much time.
Now this is what I'm talking about.
Guess we'll chat later.
Look at all this just long stretches of gameplay demo. You got a like a glider now? Come on.
Fish market.
Come on. Yes, baby.
Been really tough hiding it from my mom, but yeah, I'll boot up and see you there.
Just gonna jump ahead. We're all excited for Spider-Man. Come on.
Connors tore through this.
Yeah, he did. Come on.
Exciting.
Look at this.
Watch out for those drones. Don't worry. They think I'm a friendly.
I'm stoked. Like I said at the beginning, huge fan of this first Spider-Man game. Really love Miles Morales. Very excited to see where they take this one. My only reservation, I don't want to be evil Spider-Man the whole time. But, we saw Venom in that teaser a while back, so I'm hoping somehow that suit ends up with Eddie Brock. Not at the beginning, but like later, right? Like, I want to spend a good amount of time in this game as regular ass Spider-Man.
I warned you about going after Connors.
Maybe that's just me.
This is on you. Poison clouds. That all you got?
This is gonna be dope.
Here. Civilians are all
If you want to watch the whole thing, we're not doing it here. You can find another place to watch the whole thing. It's not happening here. Not here.
fly faster.
Okay. Okay. So look, that's it, I don't know what else you want. You got a little sizzle reel here. You like that? I always like these at the end of the showcase. Kind of reminds you of everything you just saw in case you forgot. Look, I think overall, like I said, I saw several games I wanted to play. But I still think the showcase has a total mind share for PlayStation, right? I think it was kind of a miss. Not a lot of gameplay, very few big single player hitters that they're known for other than Spider-Man. A lot of multi-platform stuff. Not what you're expecting, right? Like, what is Bin Studio up to? What is Sucker Punch up to? I kind of left this out, but like we didn't see the Last of Us Factions game, and then it came out that they've delayed that game again, and they're actually cutting back the staffing on it and reconsidering everything. And apparently, PlayStation has been using Bungie to go around and kind of judge and evaluate all these multiplayer games they're looking at. And it looks like Naughty Dog's game didn't cut mustard, or didn't stand up to mustard, right? I don't know what the phrase is. They didn't like it. Bungie said, this game's PU. We don't think it's going to hold engagement. So that's out. So like, what is going to be the next few years of PlayStation? I don't know. This is mostly just stuff coming in the next like 6 months to a year. It was aight. It was aight. But not great. So that's gonna do it. This might be the new record. This might be our new longest show, baby. We did it. We did it. We made it. So that's pretty cool. I got nothing more for you guys. It was just the PlayStation Showcase. That was our focus. We made it through. If you stuck around to the end here, thank you so much. Feel free to like, feel free to subscribe. Tune in every Sunday, 6 Central, where we go over the latest and greatest in gaming news, or at the very least, the stuff that caught my interest. But that's all I've got for you. So, yeah, I'm out.